and welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a comparison review, but this is a comparison review with a slight difference because I love both of these palettes. So it's not I'll purchase this one over this one. It's basically I looked at both of them separately and I thought that they both had similar shades. The shades are not, you know, the palette is not overall exactly the same, but if you don't want to pay the amount for the expensive palette, you're going to hopefully, we're going to test the theory out in a moment, you may be able to get a similar look with the less expensive palette. So the palette that I'm talking about, the more expensive palette, it's about £45 and it's the Violet Voss Holy Grail palette. So it looks like that on the outside. Inside, the shades look like this. Beautiful, love it. And then the less expensive palette is the new Obsession. So Makeup Obsession or Obsession Makeup London Obsessive Eyes palette. So it looks like that on the outside. Then when you open it up, of course, it's totally different, but I noticed that some of the shades really look very, very similar. So what I'm going to do, as you can see from how I have presented myself today, I have my base on. So I have my foundation, I have my brows done, I have my eyeshadow base on, I have all of my cheek products on, and I've got a very nude lipstick on as well because I don't want that to overtake the look. So I really would like to try these out and see if you can get a similar eye look from especially the Obsessive Eyes to the Violet Voss, because not everybody wants to or can spend that amount of money on an eyeshadow palette. So it's really nice that these less expensive palettes are available so that we can, you know, create the similar looks. So I've got two eye brushes. They're going to be completely different, and of course they are the Primark eye contour brush. So I'm just going to open Violet Voss palette, and I'm not quite sure. I think it's going to be quite red toned, yeah, red in tone, because there's a particular shade that looks very similar in each palette. So yeah, that's what I'm going to try and achieve today, and we'll see how I get on in a few moments. So I'm just looking at the transitional shades and see which ones look very similar. I think I'm going to go in with the actual shade called Transition from the Violet Voss palette. So I'm just going to get some product on the brush. Now, of course, this is going to be the Violet Voss side. This is going to be the Obsessive Eyes or Obsession eye look. The only other thing that I've added is I've added a little bit, if you saw my video from yesterday, or was it, no, it was the day before. Was it yesterday or the day before? I actually tested out the Primark. Yeah, it was yesterday. It was the Primark highlight and contour products, and in there they actually had a highlight pencil. Can't get my words out today. And I've just added a little bit of that highlight on the just underneath the brow there. So what I'm going to do is just apply the shade now, Transition. Take that up. In fact, actually, now I've added that brow bone product, it's very easy now to see where I've got to go. So I'm just adding that. I'm going to add a little bit more to give myself a good base. Not only that, I really do like to see the eyeshadow there as well. So that's perfect. Now I'm going to swap brushes and I'm going in with the shade, and it looks very similar. What I like about this palette in particular is the fact that this top row is all mattes and this bottom row is dedicated to shimmer shades. Really love that. It makes it very easy. I like things to be easy, and I'm going in with the shade, which one is it? Dealer. So it's that one there. So I'm going to, with a clean brush now, just apply that shade, Dealer. And then just apply that onto the eye. Now, I must say that although the Obsessive Eye palette is only £8, it is very, very good quality. It is a little bit powdery, it has a little bit of kick up, but I always find with palettes that have a little bit of kick up, and even the Violet Voss, and you've paid, you know, £43, £45 for that, I find that that's got a little bit of kick up as well, but I don't mind that because I do like an eyeshadow to blend well, and I do find that if there's a little bit of kick up, then I find that not only does it blend well with all of the other shades as well, but I find that it's pigmented, and yeah, really, really love that. So that's the first shade on, and I must say that the shade, you know, I suppose if I hadn't have said that, you know, they were from different palettes, you probably wouldn't even have noticed. So now I'm going back to the Violet Voss palette. I'm just actually thinking what kind of look. I know that I'm going to create a red toned look, but I want to get an idea of what shade to add next. And I want to deepen it up. No, I think I'm going to add the red look, the red shade next. So from the Violet Voss, it's called Wine and Dine. So it's that one there. So I'll start off with that one. So on the tip of that brush, I'm now going to apply it just on the outer third of the lid, and then just take it up slightly, and then just take it through the crease, and then just take it up a little bit to blend that. What we don't want is to go onto the rest of the eyelid, and also we don't want to take it too high to then cancel out that transitional shade. So I'm just taking that up. That's blending very, very well. But you would expect that from a £43 palette. So that's the first, just making sure that that's correctly blended. So that's the first colour, or the red shade down. Now moving over to the Obsessive. I keep wanting to say Obsession, but I know it's Obsessive Eyes. And the shade is Rebound, and it's that one there. So that's Rebound. Still, obviously, the matte top row. And again, I'm just going to... Now this colour looks a little bit deeper, but we'll see how it blends out. Now the one from the Violet Voss definitely has more of a fuchsia pink tone to it. But we'll see, because of course we're going to add a deeper shade as well. I'm just going to move the curtain back a bit to give me a little bit more light. That's better. Lovely. I'm just going in with the first shade, Dealer, and I'm just going to pop that under the eye. So Dealer was from the Obsessive Eyes. Okay, now I'm going back to the Violet Voss palette, and I'm getting the shade Transition, which was our first shade, and I'm just going to run that underneath the eye. Yeah, now so far the Violet Voss does look slightly more pink. but I'm now going to add a deeper colour and we'll see what that looks like. So the next shade that I'm going to try, and I'm just making sure that they're similar shades again. Now let's have a look. I'm going to go in with, I'm going to have to go in with brownie points, but I'm not sure if this one is going to match, but we'll see how it all works out. So this one is brownie points. And again, just on the outer third of the eye, and just keep it quite low. That's good. Now, as I mentioned in my video from yesterday, I believe, I said that if you want, because a lot of people try and steer clear of red on their eye, but if you add a deeper colour into the outer third of the eye there, it really does work. So you can wear these brighter shades without, you know, that red bit taking over the eye. Now I'm moving over to the Obsessive Eye palette, and I'm going in with this shade here, and the name of it is Frappe. So it's that one there. And I'm just going to again keep it on that I'm just going to add a little bit more rebound because that's better. Then I'm just running a little bit of that deeper shade there, like that. And I'm going to do the same with the other eye, so get a little bit of brownie point and then run that under. The eye like that. Now what we want, so basically I've added the matte shades. I must admit, when I look in the viewfinder, there is hardly any difference. The only thing that I will say is that the Wine and Dine shade, so that red shade from Violet Voss, has slightly more of a fuchsia tone to it, whereas the Obsessive Eye Rebound shade is a little bit more of a browny red. But apart from that, I think if I'm going to add a shimmer shade in a moment, you would not know, you wouldn't be able to tell basically. So now I've got to think about the shimmer shade on the lid, and I really want to go in with, I'd love to put So Jelly, but there isn't a shade that matches. It's my favourite shade out of the Violet Voss palette, but I think, which one? I've not swatched any of these, so it is just on looking at the actual shade. I really like the shade Wasted. I think I'm going to go in with, is there a match for Cool Beans or On Fleek? Sorry, it's just going to take me a few moments just to think about what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go in with Cranberry Splash, which is a red, and then see if I can put Get Freaky from Obsessive Eyes. So Cranberry Splash is this shade here. So it's that one there. So it's quite red again. So I'm going to just get a little bit of that and put that on the middle of the lid, like that. Then I'm just going to get a wipe, to remove that. And then I'm going to go in with Get Freaky from the Obsessive Eye palette, which is this one here, that shade there. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. That's worked really well, actually. Then I'm going to get my brush, which is the PS Pro Shading Eye Brush. Looks like that. Now I want a light shade. I want a, and I think I'm going in with, and I think it's Ploof, P-L-O-O-F. It's like a champagne shade with a little bit of pink. So I'm going to get a little bit of that on my brush. And I'm going to then go to match it up. I don't want that red shade right into the inner corner, and the reason is because I think when you get a little bit older, I try and keep as much light in this area. If I put too many dark shades in that, especially in that area there, it really does I don't know, it just closes my eyes off and makes me look older, if you see what I mean. So now I'm just going to get another one of those brushes. I've got 3 or 4 of these, and I'm going in with, is it MILF? From the Obsessive Eye palette, and it's this shade here. So it's that one there. And again, I'm just going to do exactly the same thing. So just blend that on the inner corner with that cranberry shade. And just take that all around the eye. I'm just going to get each of the brushes, as I always do, just go underneath the eye one last time. Just make sure everything's blended. And basically that is the eye look done. So I'm just going to remove my I'm glad I put on quite a neutral lip, because that has turned out quite you know, a red eye look, and obviously you can tone that down. You don't have to put that red shade on the eye if you didn't want to, but obviously I wanted to test out as many shades as I could, and that's actually worked really well. I mean, you wouldn't know that. I mean, I could quite easily go out with this eye look. It wouldn't worry me at all. I don't think anyone would be any the wiser that one eye I've got a £43 palette and on the other eye I've got an £8 palette. You just wouldn't tell. So I'd really, really love your feedback on that. Can you see any differences? Did you notice any differences when I applied the products? I mean, I think the end result is, you know, that they look very, very similar, looking in the viewfinder and my mirror. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on the look, and yeah, and of course, if you have just stumbled across my channel, of course I would love it if you subscribe to watch further videos. And yeah, until tomorrow, thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.